Retro Horror back for a horror review of a favorite Hammer film of mine, Vampire Circus. This is a Synapse release on Blu-ray of kind of the tail end of Hammer's production career. This was done in 1972, just after Vampire Lovers and the Karnstein trilogy. Dracula 80, 1972, things like that. And it signaled, well, unfortunately it signaled the end of Hammer first off, but it also signaled a change in the direction of the company as they tried to keep up with a much harder, more realistic type horror film that was coming out in the 70s. There was just a lot of change in the 70s as echoed by movies like Easy Rider. You've got much more graphic, hardcore cutting edge type stuff. And I think Hammer, in an attempt to keep up with things like The Exorcist and modern movies, tried to upgrade their Gothic series to be more graphic and more socially challenging. And this one, if you think about it, this film is very socially challenging because it deals with vampires feasting on children and pedophilia. I mean, it's done in what could be described as the British as tastefully as the British would do things, but still, the subject matter is not real pleasant. And even in 1972, I think it was really shocking stuff that got through the ratings folks. I mean, it's the vampires focus on the idea of the movie is it starts off with a prologue of like 12 minutes, which is your typical villagers raiding the castle of Dr. Mitterhouse, Count Mitterhouse, who has been taking advantage of the local women and feasting on them sexually and drinking their blood, etc. Well, the villagers, of course, have had enough, so they go to the castle and break in, and there's a lot of the whole 12-minute segment is kind of a mini movie in itself. A series of brutal, bloodletting occurs, but it was not choreographed very well. It's kind of cheaply done. You've got a lot of scenes where the arrows and the wooden stakes kind of miss their mark. They just didn't have enough money to really do it right. But it's a graphic scene, and then the film cuts to the main storyline, which is Count Mitterhouse is trying to extract his revenge by killing all the children of the village. First, he's got to get resurrected, but basically his minions who run a circus are instructed to kill off all the children of the village as punishment for them killing Mitterhouse. And it's got a lot of risque stuff. Like I say, the storyline's risque in itself. It's got a naked leopard woman. I think the back artwork, I think I can show this. The back artwork shows the leopard woman, and she is very naked. There's no doubt about it. If you can press pause at the right moment, you'll see all you want to see. It's an interesting film. In fact, it's one of these films that, from a storyline perspective, would not be too bad, I think, if it was done well as a reboot in today's setting with somebody that knew what they were doing and had a Gothic style. It could be good. Of course, I grew up with these type of films, and as cheaply and shoddily as this is made, it's still very entertaining, very graphic, very bloody. The ending is a bit rushed. Count Mitterhouse is resurrected and then killed practically within 30 seconds. the story, this Blu-ray has a really good making of featurette, which explains some of what went wrong. The director it was his first go as a director of these type of films. He had only done documentaries up until this point. He just ran out of time, and Hammer is a 6-week gig, a very strict 6 weeks. And when he had to overstep it, they said, "Well, whatever you shot is what we got, so just edit it and we're done." And you kind of get some of that with this film. It was kind of a rushed ending, but it's a great release. The picture quality is gorgeous, and it's got a lot of good special features. So if you're a Hammer fan, you definitely want to pick this baby up. At any rate, that'll do it for Vampire Circus, and appreciate you watching. Thanks.